I heard the word boob tube. I don't
Our
know what.
fan club.
Tell me about boob tube.
Who's coming?
I don't know.
Who's coming? We're early. They're never going to know.
They're never going to know.
Just kidding. Don't even ask me that.
No, because there's a lot of women that watch this show. And so I've never heard that terminology.
Okay, just don't.
But is it like how my chest would be? Like it's all one unit?
No, it's not. You're a little... stop it.
You can't just say stuff like that on
you can't
before the live stream goes.
Well, you don't have to repeat everything that's said off camera.
It's true. I don't have to repeat everything that I hear. I like it when you're on your moo juice. I don't know what else to call it. Your pre-workout. It gives you like a little energy. Do you like the pre-workout? I've never liked it.
Like the taste of it?
The taste of it is horrible. Like it's super medicinal. I had a little taste of yours. But do you like it? Do you like it? Like do you find it beneficial?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
What does that mean? Like
it helped. I do think it helps me get through a workout, but the workout today was so difficult.
I was glancing over a little bit and I was like
pointless.
I like it when he says he was yelling, rack the weights on your shoulders and then go down and jump up. And when you jump up, lift up the weights.
Stop yelling at me.
I'm glad I'm over here on the bench press, just minding my own business.
I don't think I like him.
We're early today. You have a appointment at 9:00.
I do. I have a 9:00.
So we are going to have our coffee and do our reading. Thank you for joining us. This is our time where we do a contemplative, trying to get these words, contemplative reading, where a meditation, where we take an idea of recovery, codependency, and substance abuse, and talk about that, and then take that throughout our day. And so today,
what did we talk about yesterday? Do you remember?
We talked about staying ready to be able to pass on a message of hope to other people, really understanding my story, what gets in the way of my conscious contact with God, and that I actually have a relationship with God, and that's what I pass on. And so I have to be ready.
And last night we got to go to an in-person meeting.
In-person AA meeting.
It felt like 10 celebrations.
Yeah, there was a lot.
From 12 years, 10 years, 7 years, 4 years, 2 years.
1 year.
1 year. And someone picked up a day one chip.
Yeah, it was exciting. And then I feel...
And there wasn't that many people there.
No, there was... Yeah,
but there was probably 30, 40 I was like, people. Is half the room celebrating?
Yeah, that's cool. And so I got the honor of giving a 10-year chip to our friend. And so that was a big deal to see him day one of sobriety. And he's never used in that 10 years, which is not as... I would say it's uncommon for somebody to like...
He was so devastated by his alcoholism that you literally met him out of a mental institution.
Mm-hmm.
He was locked up in a mental institution for how long?
Not long. He had tried to take his life a couple times.
However long they can keep you.
The doctor was the social worker at the hospital was pleading because he was getting out, and he's like, if he goes home again, he'll drink and take his life. And so drinking had stopped working for him. Drinking had backfired, and so that's a beautiful place to be, actually.
And 10 years later, he is a different person.
Very different person.
I like him a lot.
I like him a lot. Very cool. Yeah. And that's the world that we get to be a part of, to see there's so much devastation, but then there's so many miracles. So, I think yesterday really made me remember that whole UFC fighter. That's Ronda Rousey saying, I don't get ready, I stay ready. Mm-hmm. But it's like when I saw that guy that picked up the first day chip and the 1 month chip, I'm like, does that guy have a spot? Is he working the steps? Like,
so what I
like really... we don't need to go to meetings to get, like, that guy needs to be working the steps. Like, you don't need more meetings. You need to be working towards having a relationship with God. So yeah, that was
yep. All right, time's a ticking.
It is time's a ticking. Let's go, Pastor.
That's almost as cheesy as, what did you say the other day? You're gonna tickle those ivories. That's what you said to our piano player
Yeah,
friend.
so no one ever has to say that again. I said that out
I'm gonna
loud
say it.
after I said it. No, you just
I'm
said
gonna
you don't
remind
have to
you that
repeat
you
everything
said
that
it.
is said to boob. All right. December
Okay.
the 1st. It
It's
snowed
December.
last night. There's a dusting. There's like icing sugar all over our tundra up in Canada here.
When you leave to go speak, you have to go teach a class this morning. You're gonna have to scrape your windshield.
I don't think so. I'm one of those Canadians that don't have to have a perfect windshield to look out of. But although this snow, you can tell, is just a...
Go.
All right. December the 1st. Oh my goodness. It's December the 1st. We put up right behind
We
the
already
camera
said that. Go.
is our pencil tree. So we have a pencil tree. I am emphatically in love with the pencil tree because it doesn't disorganize my life.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Time's a ticking. Is that the saying?
If you don't start reading right now,
it's my read. Throughout this month, which brings us to the closing of another year, I will review the happenings of my life as though I were standing just a little way off, trying to see myself as another person. Have I made progress in my effort to correct my faulty attitudes? Have I let discouragement plunge me back into my old habit patterns? When something I did had consequences that made life difficult for me, did I try to blame someone else? How has the 12-step program and God helped me to realize some of my potential as a person? Today's reminder: as I look back over this year, I will consider calmly my actions and attitudes calmly, just as though I were evaluating the progress of someone else. I will not make it an occasion for guilt and regret. I will blame no one else for anything that happened. For I have learned in Al-Anon that I am not the judge of others. This day and the days to come will be filled with opportunities to make more of myself. Quote of the day: the purpose of my inventory is to get a clear picture of where I stand now, to recognize shortcomings, so what I am short of, that still need to be corrected, and not to be used any self-deceiving means of justifying them. Yeah. So I believe that I think I get what they're saying. And I think it's cool that we can look at ourselves over the past year. Almost like the picture that I get is that measuring board for the family. You know, when Jordan was this height and Ryan was this height, and then I never grew, but we have the measuring board, and you get to look back and go like, "Wow, you grew like 1 whole inch, yeah!" And it's like, did you focus on that? Did you like concentrate on that? Like, did you will that to happen? Like, you just sat taller all the time, like hoping you get tall? No, it's like God's growing you. It's part of the process. And so I think it's good to look back over the year to go, where did I start the year? What have I improved on? How have I got stronger? What spiritual practices am I really growing into? And so we have this process where every day, to stay in conscious contact with God, to see where our ego rebuilds, we actually constructively review our day. So we don't destructively review it. We don't go like, oh, I did this again, I'm an idiot, oh, I'll never get that right. Imagine if I did that to you. I destructively looked at your day with you, and I said you could have got better. We do that to ourselves, and I don't think we need to. I think the enemy is doing that for us, and we need to constructively look at our day and go, how was I like God? How did I have the Spirit of God? How was I loving? How was I, and I think that there's room to say like, yeah, I didn't do this well. And so do I owe an apology? Am I holding secrets? Was I driven by fear, or was I guided by God's love? And so I'm actually constructing a model of the Spirit of God. Was I that today? So this is suggesting that we look at the year in review. How do you like year in reviews?
I like to do a year in review. Like
Hey, Google, stop.
Time's up.
Time's up.
Yeah, I do. But I do think that I'm not a good mirror of myself. So
self-evaluation.
But I do like to reflect. I started like a couple of years ago writing at the end of the year, like around the new year, something about what I didn't expect, like what caught me by surprise, or I think I called it like what I didn't see coming or something like that. And so I wrote out like a bunch of stuff and I remember the first year, like I wrote because my job had ended and there was a few different things. And then last year I was like, well, didn't see a pandemic coming. And so I think it's useful to look at the year in review. But I also think I'm not a very good mirror for myself. And I'm not a good mirror for you because I can tend to just focus on the stuff that bugs me. I can just tend to focus on like the negative. And so that is not helpful.
I was always really good at in school. When you got your self-test scores, I would always cheat for myself.
Of course you would.
I would say one of our biggest fights was 2 years ago at New Year's when I invited you into like constructively reviewing what we want out of this year. Last year, little resistant, but you did it. And I have seen so many people been raised from the dead, but I have yet to see someone of your caliber be so improved in your spiritual condition and your walk with God. No, it's like every morning I need to recognize that. So I really do. This is a good reminder to like, if I looked at the measuring board in the kitchen where we measure each other, but we don't do that. But I can look back and go like, you have grown so much in the last year.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And it's all due to me helping you.
Thank you. Of course it is.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding. It has nothing to do with me.
I need to go now.
All right. We are going to go. I think the meditation today is, am I constructively looking at my day? My year, or am I destructively? And so let's do it in a constructive, positive manner. And we will see you today at noon. I'm actually speaking at the noon group, and my title is The Fourth Dimension. So join us at noon on Zoom, and we will see you then. Keep the peace, be of good behavior.